Michael, we'll start off as we always do with injury updates. How are the guys after the trip to Wales?
Yeah, a couple of knocks, so we'll see how they are. But hopefully they'll get through it and be in contention. But with games so thick and fast, Saturday, Tuesday for the next few weeks, that's what's going to happen. So that's why we need a squad. Rico back on the grass with the team today, tomorrow. Tyler back with the team fully. But probably a bit further off than Rico. Still going to have to be with us for quite a few weeks before he's fully back in, and the rest is the same.
You got Ben House back. Well, I suppose that's someone you imagine will come in up top. After not playing on Tuesday.
Yeah, but he's ill, so he's struggling a bit of flu going around the camp as well. So not an injury but illness as well. So he's not in training today.
And Adam Jackson was in the squad and came on, didn't he? So I imagine you expect him to be part of the travelling squad as well.
Didn't come on, Adam Jackson.
Was he on the bench?
Yeah, so he was on the bench, but he's a bit short still for a start. So, but we'll see. We're still trying to work him back into the next couple of weeks. So that was more of a precautionary. If we needed him late on in the game, could we risk him as a centre half? But he's getting ever closer to being fully back.
I suppose we've had phases of the season where at first it was consistency, and now it feels like the word that we're looking for is clinicality, and just taking those chances and making sure that in either end of the pitch you're clinical. Yeah,
I think so. I think we were frustrated. I think everyone was frustrated because we thought when you go away to Wrexham, who are doing really well, huge budget in this league, you can't underestimate how big a club they are at the moment. And how tough a place that is to go. And when you go there and put in a good performance, which I think we did, we looked like we did lots of things well. We did well with the ball. We managed to create chances and more than them, but we didn't score. So that we've got to keep working on that. We've got to keep improving in all areas of our game. But we know it's a tough league. I think everyone we forget that we're in a really tough league this season, and we knew it wasn't always going to be. Go in and pick points up all the time, but every game we feel like we've been in fighting for points, and I think that's all we can do. We can only take every game as it comes and try and fight for points. We went to Crawley and we got beat 3-0, and we've got them on Saturday in the FA Cup, so hopefully we can turn that around, but it's going to be another tough game. And I think that's the challenge of League One football, is that every game is really tough.
Is it just giving your strikers the confidence? They know they can do it. They've all scored goals this season, but to just do it on that more consistent and regular basis.
Yeah, we work on it all the time, and we talk about being consistent in front of goal. And we've got as much as anything stats ourselves and spreadsheets on everything we do and how we look at it. But ultimately, the structure of the team can put players into a position, and the box entries we get are good. But they just need to be calmer. And sometimes when they're not quite finishing, it puts more tenseness in the group. But yeah, they'll get there. They'll come good, and we'll start scoring goals, because it'd worry me more if we weren't creating the chances than scoring the goals. But they're young lads still, and they're still learning their trade, and we need to make sure that we keep helping them and improving them, and hopefully then we can put the goals away and the chances away. And at the same time, we need to keep our solidity. We need to keep our strength and our structure so that we don't concede. And 0-0 is a good point there, but we should have scored. But actually, 0-0 is a good point there as well.
Yeah, I suppose that's one of the positives, isn't it? It can be so frustrating seeing the ball not go into the back of the net, but was it not for that own goal? That I suppose is a bit unfortunate. It was a clean sheet. It was a good, solid performance at Wrexham, and that's not gone away, has it?
No, not at all. We're still solid. We're still one of the most solid teams in the league, which is important. It's just how we can get a little bit more control now, how we can improve in certain areas of our game, and it's the same all the time, and we'll improve, and we'll keep learning, keep working hard on the training pitch. But if we're in a tough league, there's no doubt about that. If you look at the teams we've played recently, in Wickham and Wrexham, Stockport, we've played a lot of the top teams in this league now. So we know how hard it is. But in all of those games, we feel like we've been in the game. It's just not fallen our way, if you like, in terms of the top teams.
So looking at the FA Cup then, obviously we all know the magic of the Cup and what it can do to a club, even at League One level. We mentioned lower league clubs, but could we go further? It's a huge run for the club, and it's also a chance. I put a chance for revenge in my notes, but it's just a chance to prove that it was just an off night against Crawley.
Yeah, I think it's a different game because we're in Saturday, Tuesday. They've not had a Tuesday game, so they've had a full week off. We haven't, so it's a different challenge. It's a different puzzle. They've changed a little bit the way they play, because I think the new manager came in and didn't think they were getting success how they were playing before, so they've adapted a little bit and become more direct as a team. So again, it's a different game, it's a different challenge. But yeah, we'd like to go there and get through into the next round, of course. So we have to do that as best we can. So it's going to be tough because we're on the road again, but it's a winnable one. But they'll be looking at it the same way. They'll be looking at it as going, it's a winnable one, and so we've just got to be on it and try and get through and try and win the game.
I think they're unbeaten in 4, aren't they? So they're a tough team to break down. Obviously, that they had a little bit of a bounce, but they're looking to build a bit more solid foundations. It's about how you break them down.
Yeah, it's interesting because at points they had one of the highest possessions in the league, and everyone talks about possession, but what they've actually done is gone the other way and become more solid, so they don't give away so easy chances. And by doing that, they've gone more direct, and by doing that, they've got more points. And like you say, they become unbeaten by having less of the ball than more of the ball. So the manager there is obviously working on being a little bit more secure with and without it, and from that they're picking up more points. So that's the evolution of this league. There's some good teams and there's some good managers that can work out things as they go along. So it's not going to be the same game that it was X amounts a week ago when he had just come in, and he's doing a great job so far. But we have to adapt to that and be ready. And but if we do what we do well and keep pushing a game, I think we'll have enough.
And finally, I'm sure you're aware of the success of another Lincolnshire club just up the road, Games with Trinity. It's a huge game for them tomorrow night. Have you got any words for Russ Wilcox?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. It's always good when you see local teams doing well. It's going to be a tough game for them, but it's great to see all the local teams. You always look out for those things, and a credit as well to our academy on Monday night. We were there watching them getting through the FA Cup to the next round. So it's always good when you see other teams and the youngsters connected to us doing really well, because that's what you want, really. You want football in Lincolnshire, if you like, to keep improving for the future of the game in the area, really.